Just want to go into some basic information on Adam Kokesh now and the movement to protect gun rights. The armed carry in July 4th, Washington, D.C., which has been uh, postponed until 2014. That means that they ran into some organizational or promotion problems, because this kind of a thing is hard to do, especially when you're always high. Now, I said this in my first video on Adam Kokesh, and I'll say it right now. If he and his group, if they want to be taken more seriously, they need to separate themselves from the drug-taking crowd. I know that they've been able to get a lot of their base of support from that, but there's a little bit of a problem, because most gun rights people aren't into that kind of thing. So he's probably losing 60 or more % of the potential support he could get. This is just a strategic advice that I'm given. And also now, I want to report on the new charges that came with the raid and the supposed warrant a couple days ago, which happened overnight in Herndon, Virginia, which is Fairfax County, Northern Virginia. That's Ollie North territory, Oliver North, in case you don't know about it. But not all of them up there are that way. Republican, Reagan followers. There's a lot of liberals in there, a lot of rednecks, a lot of whatever. And in Fairfax, they coordinated with the Federal Park Police. They were armored, heavily armed. They had helicopters. I don't know what they were expecting. Maybe a shootout like John Brown that started the Civil War. They weren't taking any chances. These trained guerrillas versus guerrillas. So what ended up happening? Apparently, they subdued everybody, especially Adam Kokesh. They searched them. They found a safe in the basement or somewhere in the premises, where everybody's roommates in this place. And the safe, the guerrillas broke into, the heavily armed guerrillas. Sorry, I should say, whoever these stormtroopers are, I don't know. They have families. They have their own personal issues. They have to get a paycheck somewhere. We have some feelings for them. They have to get paid for what they do. Or else, what else would they be on the street homeless, like you? So these paid stormtrooper armored guerrillas pry open the safe. I think that's accurate to say. And they got out I guess the gun was in there. It must have been a big safe. And they got out some contraband. So obviously this has to do with the controlled substances, what I call the drugs, the Yahoo from Scarface. The Yahoo, you got the Yahoo? Sure, Tony. And they find it, and they actually charge him with that kind of possession, not having, well, the charges were the little twist on charges, saying substances in combination with possession of a firearm, which in that county, I guess, has some, more legal sticking power. So here's the thing, if he only had guns, there would be no charges. So I told you several months ago, I told you, you can't be doing the drugs. Even if the drugs were planted, he's out there in the public known as a drug activist and a gun activist. So he's not taking this very seriously, and the public can't take him as seriously as he would want to be if he does. I'm not seeing the connect here. I'm seeing disconnect in reality. I'm seeing disconnect. You can't be leading people in to the armed march. You can't be charging in where everybody's high. there's only a certain amount of things you can do when you're high. You can party, you can celebrate, you can get laid and have a one-night stand and forget about it the next morning if you can wake up that quickly. But you can't do revolutions. Sorry, Rastafarians. As much as I love Rasta, I listen to Bob Marley all the time. In fact, let me put on some of that right now. Exodus. How does it go? Movement of the people when they're high. Movement of people when they're high. Rastafarians haven't gotten that far in influencing the rest of the world, except as far as loving their music. Ja, I love it. I love it. Positive vibrations. But as far as serious revolution to confront the beast, you people got to wake up. So this is the news now on the revolution front. The revolutionaries got to straighten themselves out. They've got to make them separations. There's a time for love and there's a time for war kind of idea from Ecclesiastes. That's in the Bible, folks. That was a song, but actually they took it from the Bible. A 1960s protest activist song. Why I'm mentioning it is because there's time for partying, and you got to totally separate it with there's time for revolution. Maybe you should save the partying for later on. There'll be plenty of time for it. But if you party now, you're not going to accomplish anything. Thanks for listening. Make your comments. Share this with all your friends, your preppers, your shit hits the fan people, your gun activists, people who are going to be on the right side when the thing comes down to it, the end game. Did I say favorite this? Thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Thanks.